Hello everybody, it's your boy Jmulls here today to talk about the perfect ending, question mark, for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I am going full spoiler for the ending here, by the way, so just be prepared for that. This ending is an absolute roller coaster. I think I felt dang near every emotion a human being is capable of feeling when I first played this ending. Because it is the apex, not the game, of all that Xenoblade 2 is so good at doing, while conveying its themes and telling its story. It relies on the emotions and culmination of the character arcs of the protagonists, Rex, Pyra, and Mithra, and keeps them and their entire story and everything that they've been through at the forefront. Mouse is defeated and the beanstalk is crumbling down. Mithra and Pyra end up willing to sacrifice themselves and their own happiness to save Rex and crew in an emotional farewell, where Rex desperately tries to find an alternate course of action. I still kind of like my theory, or like my little idea, my little strategy, where he would bring Rock out, use him and the long jump ability for a bit of distance, use the grapple hook and clear that. I'm just saying, through some of the jumps in the game, he's clearly capable of doing it. But, you know, he got caught up in the heat of the moment. If you get that reference, good for you. But even then, if he made it over there, and this is something I had to come to realize when everyone else was able to talk him out of it, what the hell would he end up doing once over there? Numa is the only one capable of doing anything. He would just end up dying with them. And after he's able to be reasoned with, because the entire party talks him out of it, what happens is they do a nice little thing that Xenoblade tends to do, and that is integrate multiple stories at any given time. Because what they did was they used this as a good moment to culminate the stories of Morag and Gramps, where they're able to say, at least Morag especially, is able to convey all that she has learned through the journey with Rex, what she has learned through Rex's example, and now Rex has to take that to heart. Xenoblade's always good at weaving multiple storylines and multiple characters for development at any given time. Even when it may appear that it's another character's time to shine. They do a very good job at weaving those stories together. And then they all leave via the escape pod from Halo Combat Evolved, let's be honest. And the remaining remnants of Logos' data end up communicating with Pyra and Mithra, asking what it was like being alive. And what this shows is that Malos wasn't completely far gone, and that he himself had changed over the course of the game, and especially when you compare him, in that moment, to him back in Torn of the Golden Country. Now granted, it's not like he had a redemption arc or anything, but he had a gentle nudge in the right direction, where he could end up questioning everything right at the very end. It's a bit heartwarming, and it put a smile on my face, that at the very, very end, he realized there may have been another way, and he became curious what it was like to step in Mithra and Pyra's shoes. And I've already talked about why One Last Year was a narrative masterpiece, link in the description, and how it serves as Mithra and Pyra asking their father, the architect, Klaus, one last time to give them a chance of happiness. To be with Rex after bearing witness to all their memories right at the moment of their demise. And then the remainder of the ending serves a couple of purposes. One, showcases that the true Elysium was made through their collective hard work and would have to continually be worked on. It wasn't some mythical paradise where all the problems of the world would be solved, where there'd be no war, but only peace. Now, the world they were able to make was the culmination of all their work, character development, and their determination. The old world is gone, this is number 2. And that old cycle reborn into a new future. That old world that clouds see, that world of perpetual demise and rebirth, it's no longer there, it's gone. Faded into the annals of history. For the cycle had been broken and a new future formed, almost forged in the fires of its demise. And 3 is that you aren't guaranteed a happy ending. You aren't guaranteed an Elysium. But if you work, and work collectively towards a brighter tomorrow, one that will be better than today and yesterday, that a dream, that deepest desire, can be made manifest, created not through luck, not through crossing some arbitrary finish line, but crafted through our collective effort for a better tomorrow. This is a part of the story that I find a lot of people miss out on. And maybe it's for any number of reasons. Hell, I can't lie to you, I didn't get it all the first time either. All I knew is I really loved the ending, but I couldn't really pinpoint why. But I've come to the realization that I fundamentally disagree with the notion that Mithra and Pyra coming back had no meaning for the story and took away from the ending. I completely disagree with it. Them dying to begin with and staying dead would have served no narrative purpose other than making the ending arbitrarily emotional for no real advancement on the core theme and message that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was trying to present through the entire 100+ hour adventure. But having Rex thank Klaus for giving them life, for giving them the chance at creating a better tomorrow, capstoned all the millennia of pain and mental anguish that Klaus tirelessly and thanklessly at that performed in pure isolation to try and right the wrongs of his own past. Klaus managed to die knowing that he had managed to do some good, and that made all the effort, all the pain, all the regret and emotional turmoil and strife, all of that worth it in the end, because he managed to do some good for the beings he created, for the world that he fathered. It doesn't justify what Klaus did all those years ago, it's not meant to, but it was a step to be better, and he was finally told that the effort and work that he did managed to impart some good on people, and that made it all worth it for him. His final gift, his last act of whatever kindness he could muster, rally in those final moments, was to grant the wish of his daughters who had suffered so much at the hands of the consequences of Klaus's own actions all those years ago. He gives them the chance, an opportunity to watch over the new world and to find their own happiness with Rex and everyone else. To live life not as an Aegis, but as Pyra and Mithra, as individuals. To me, this ending only works because they were brought back, because that singular event is the culmination of every quest and every emotion that these characters felt and processed throughout the entire game. It was the point of the story. The reason you feel so satisfied and excited when they return is because it's the result of that entire effort, every moral and lesson that the game was trying to tell. The entire game is about working towards realizing a better tomorrow is not given or awarded to you for reaching a mythical paradise of Elysium, but crafted through your own hands and collective effort, through the bonds you forge and share with one another under a united purpose to make a better world. And Rex was able to teach Klaus that right at the very end, after he'd given up all hope and was willing to let Logos delete everything. It's easy to want a blank slate, a clean board, because the one you made, the one you had, became so jumbled and difficult to salvage, but if you work hard enough, you keep at it until your knuckles are bloody through the hard work and your voice is hoarse from trying to convince people to do the right thing, you can achieve great things. Klaus used the last remnants of his power to do a purely selfless act, to let his daughters and Rex and everyone watch over the new world, and to bloody their knuckles to continue to create a better world. The board may have been cleared, a new world may have been formed, but the pieces remained, whereas Malice wanted to break it all, destroy everything down to the last atom. And now that I think about it after I said that, ADAMM, or ADDAM, and ATOM works for that last sentence, funnily enough. To me, the ending only works because Klaus brought Pyra and Mithra back. It's the result of all the effort these characters and you, the player, put in along your own journey. It's a sweet ending where we couldn't save everyone, but we managed to create a better tomorrow despite how hopeless it felt at times. And I think that's a great message, elevated by how well executed Xenoblade 2's story was, and because how well paced, framed, and directed the finale was. It hits home even more. Not using any dialogue for the post-credits scene, and letting the player read lips and facial expressions while listening to one last you explain how we arrived here and to convey those emotions that the characters are feeling. It's showing, not telling. And hearing Pyra and Mithra's inner thoughts and prayer to their father, it tied everything up. These characters at the start of the game had a dream, a purpose, a united effort, a goal. And do you want to know one of the funny things over the years that I've always done when it comes to Xenoblade 2? One of my favorite things to read about for the game is the back of the box. And I have it right here in my left hand. And I'm going to read to you the description on the back of the box. Onward to Elysium. Allrest, a world in which massive creatures called Titans drift through a boundless sea of clouds. In such a world, people have made their homes on the backs of these Titans. Join Rex, a young man who becomes the driver of Pyra, a mysterious life form, and his blade, as they embark on a quest to find the mythical paradise of Elysium. It set out as a treasure hunt. Find Elysium, save the world. Then they realized there was no treasure, you have to make it yourself. It's a simple idea. It's been done before, but it's executed expertly in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I walked away from the game completely satisfied, with no real lingering questions, because the ones I wanted and needed answering were answered. The game wrapped up with a beautiful finish with a bow on it. And no matter how many times I played through the game, no matter how many times I watched these scenes and played through this ending, it always gets me. It is that well crafted. It is that rewarding, that meaningful. Xenoblade 2 elevated to one of my favorite games of all time because they nailed the ending, because it managed to make all that effort and story and gameplay worth it and rewarding. Sure, sometimes it's not about the destination, it's the journey, and I get that, but here's my thing. A good ending can make that journey so much more rich and rewarding, while providing an excellent, satisfying sense of closure, and possibly recontextualizing the events of the journey to be even more meaningful and impactful for you. And that's what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 managed to do for me. I already loved the game up to the ending, and then the ending is just the perfect finish. It's the perfect dismount. It's everything I wanted for the ending. It wrapped up the narrative themes and message, drove it all home, had beautiful music, wonderful cinematography, and is arguably one of my favorite endings of all time. So to wrap up this video, here's the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, one of my favorite endings, and one of my favorite video games, and one of my favorite stories ever told. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below with what you felt when you first played through the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and hear your opinions, even if you disagree with me. That's one of the beautiful things about the industry, one of the most beautiful things about storytelling and of video games. So many people can play through the exact same thing and get so many different interpretations out of it. I want to hear your thoughts and hear your opinions and hear your stories. Let me know. Stay safe out there, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody! We're going to pretend like I didn't accidentally just bash my head with the freaking game box as I try to hit stop recording.